a lot of people have read the books and a lot of people are around in the 90s when all of this went down, but I wasn't, and I still found the whole story fascinating just because the themes are still relevant to any era, and the sheer magnitude of what they got away with is quite astounding, and just how unapologetic they were and how ruthless they were, and somehow you still root for them at the end of the day. And it's kind of incredible that you can go through the entire journey with them and still want it to work out for them at the end of it all. It's kind of crazy. I feel like Marty is, his characters are always so raw, so real, and so flawed. And he never attempts to portray them in a certain light. You always see the worst in them, but it's in a very authentic way, and it somehow makes you able to relate with them. Even though they might be living a lifestyle so far removed from your own, the fact that they have character flaws makes them relatable, and you end up siding with them, you end up rooting for them for those reasons. And it ends up being more of a character piece, and I feel like that's what he does best, you know, character-focused stories. He also really does, you know, those grand scale, you know, films really well. I feel like Leo's perfect to play him because he's so committed when he acts and so convincing in the way he says his lines that he could say anything in the world and you'd believe him. He could play any character and you'd believe him. So I don't think anyone could have played Jordan better. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-hour film, so if you weren't laughing through it, I think it would be it'd be difficult. But that really is to the credit of a lot of the cast are comedic actors. To be like, you know, Jonah started off as a comedic actor. A lot of the, you know, Henry's he started off as a comedian. A lot of the guys are very comedic, and they're also in real life very funny guys. And we were allowed to do a lot of improvising, so a lot of the scenes ended up heading in a comedic direction that they, on paper, didn't initially start out as. So a lot of the scenes ended up being hilarious. The Quaalude scene when the guys get home, when Leo gets home and Jonah's already there, that was, I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean, it was hilarious. Like, I would be in the background of shot just trying not to laugh because they looked so ridiculous. And it was hilarious. I couldn't believe what we were shooting. It was hilarious. There's a lot, I mean, there are so many scenes that I know are gonna shock people, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited for people to be so shocked by them. I guess there's one part where Leo punches me in the stomach, and on the night of the premiere, that got a really massive reaction from everyone in the theatre. Everyone audibly gasped, and I was so happy because I remember when we were trying to think of a way for him to physically harm Naomi, we were trying to think, what's something you haven't seen? Like everyone, there's always like a hit in the face, there's always like shoving. We're trying to think of something you haven't seen in a film before, and we're like, what about like a sucker punch or something? You don't see that often. That's an effective way to slow someone down. If you genuinely wanted to stop someone in the tracks, it'd be a really effective way to do that. And it got a really good reaction out of everyone, so a sadistic part of me wants everyone, can't wait for audiences to see that.